The temperate deciduous forest can be found primarily in the eastern half of the United States, as well as Canada, Europe, parts of Russia, China, and Japan.
The temperate deciduous forest has an average temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Its average rainfall is approximately 30 to 60 inches a year, and as the seasons change, so do the leaves.
In the temperate deciduous forest, the animals that inhabit the forest are possums, raccoons, white-tailed deers, slugs, salamanders, frogs, foxes, snowy owls, spiders, turtles, and much more.
When in the forest, some of the animals that may pose as a threat are the fox, coyote, snakes, spiders, bears, and raccoons.
Plant life in this biome, some of the plants that can be easily identified are lichen, moss, ferns, wildflowers, shrubs, trees, and magnolia.
The 4 plants to be wary of in the temperate deciduous forest are the poison ivy, stinging nettle, hogweed, and the white snakeroot. Poison ivy can be easily identified with its 3 leaves, in which it causes irritation to the skin. The stinging nettle has young stems which are fitted with stinging hairs, tipped with formic acid and other irritants. If touched, these needle-like hairs inject the stinging acid into the skin, triggering a burning, tingling sensation and even an itchy rash. The hogweed, which is native to Europe and has naturalized parts in the United States. Its leaves and sap of these weedy wildflowers contain chemicals called furocamerins and should be avoided at all costs. Contacts can cause phytodermatitis, in which the skin erupts into severe blisters when exposed to sunlight. Blindness can even occur if the sap enters the eyes. The white snake root, if consumed in large quantities, can cause tremental poisoning in humans, in which this poisoning is also called milk sickness.
Biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic factors. Living. Trees, eastern chipmunks, and all different types of chipmunks as well. Hawks, weasels, deers, coyotes, carpet moss, and ferns. Now onto the abiotic, the non-living. Rocks, soil, water, sunlight, air, rain, hills, temperature, and air masses.
For summer, you'd be able to see a lot of colors. The trees will be full of leaves and animals scurrying through it, or even some deers or foxes trotting on by, salamanders swimming through the streams, or possibly a bear walking on by. While finally being able to catch a scent of wild jasmine in the air, you'd also be able to smell the overall pine cone scent, being that the air is drier and a bit windy. Touching the rough bark on trees, feeling the dry soil on the ground, you might even be able to taste some safe berries along your trail. Overall, I think you would be happy to live in this biome because you'd get to experience the 4 seasons and not deal with the freezing cold temperatures or extremely hot temperatures, in which the temperate deciduous forest offers you a comfortable living space. During the fall season, you would be able to see the leaves falling off the trees, and while walking, you'd be able to hear the leaves crunch. While not losing sight of seeing the animals round up on food in preparation of the hibernating season, you'd be able to see the squirrels collect nuts and hear the animals running through to find the perfect spot for hibernation. With the pine cone scent filling your nose, you'd also catch a whiff of damper air. While noticing the air is starting to feel heavier, the forest will have a cidery, more natural earth scent. Walking along your trail, you'd be able to touch the trees and notice the wet leaves fall to the ground and even scrunch a few on your way. You'd most definitely be able to taste the nuts, herbs, flowers, berries, mushrooms, but all with caution. You most likely will even hear birds chirping or flying. And on a cold night, you'd be able to hear the trees creak and listen to the wind rustling through the branches and hear the flow of water hitting rocks.
Since the temperate deciduous forest experiences seasons, living through each season, you would experience something different. During winter, you wouldn't hear many animals because critters that don't migrate stay hunkered down in warm, dense, and waiting for the spring. You would definitely be able to touch snow and icicles hanging off the trees and feel the strain of the snow holding you back while you walk through. While not being able to truly hear much, you would definitely be able to catch a breeze of a wildflower or even animal droppings if you've been there long enough.
For the spring, you'd definitely be able to see the trees grow back their colorful leaves and see flowers sprouting and hear the rain hit each leaf or hear the rain slapping down on the leaves as you walk by. Followed by hearing the animals coming out of hibernation. Walking through, you'd be able to touch the ruggedy ferns, the texture of the leaves, or the smoothness of the flowers, while being able to smell the fresh scent of tulips and even wet grass.
If the temperate deciduous forest group is to win, with the money won, we would center the rewards towards instilling no hunting and deforestation. It is essential to instill no hunting because it would preserve the lasting biodiversity that is left and protect the rest of the food chains. If we are to disturb the food chain, a placebo effect will take place and cause a greater issue to the rest of the trophic levels. In regards to deforestation, we would make sure that no more trees are cut. Trees give us the ability to breathe and clean the air out of carbon dioxide. So if we cut down trees to build buildings, the land is going to waste, and soon enough will pose as an even greater threat to mankind.